presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Minnesota.
Summer has officially arrived in the land of 10,000 lakes, and tonight the boys of summer will be back at it at Target Field. Another beautiful night for baseball in downtown Minneapolis, where the Twins launch a 3-game series with the Philadelphia Phillies here on Fox Sports North. Here are the starters for the series opener. Aaron Nola has been terrific on the road this year for the Phillies, but knocked out of his last 2 starts, giving up 10 earned runs. Tyler Duffy suffered 3 consecutive losses for the first time in his major league career. Welcome to Twins Baseball on Fox Sports North. Interleague Baseball returns to Target Field tonight, the first of 3, and the first time the Twins have faced the Phillies in 3 years. Let's set up this 3-game series. No team in Major League Baseball has experienced more failure over the last 5 weeks than the Phillies. They've lost 26 of their last 34, 20 of their last 24. They're not scored by 72 runs since the end of May. Phillies fading fast. The Twins have had their issues with the starting staff. Their offense has been heating up. Over the last 24 games, they've witnessed more power at the plate. 34 home runs in that span. Encouraging news for a team that needs some. Joe Mauer has hit a handful of those homers this year. Tonight, he hopes to increase his interleague batting average. Currently stands at .325, 4th highest total among active players. Coming up, Dick and Bert examine the instigators for the Twins' summer sizzle. Key players who have produced some impressive results at the plate.
Is presented by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By Ram. Come discover great deals during the Ram Drive and Discover event. And by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. The summer game tonight at Target Field being played in summertime weather. The opening game of an interleague series between the Phillies and the Minnesota Twins. And we welcome you to Target Field. Dick and Bert with you for the opening game of this 3-game series. I think a lot of people thought that the Twins lineup, already struggling to score runs this year, would really take a hit when Miguel Sano left because of injury. They played without him now for a couple of weeks, but some guys are trying to step up and fill the void.
I think we've talked so much about Nunez and Grossman, what they have done on the top of the lineup. Well, there's some guys in maybe the middle part of the lineup, toward the bottom of the lineup, that are doing a very good job. Brian Dozier having a great month of June. We've seen, of course, Brian, he's a pull happy sometimes up there, but what he's doing now, he seems to be using the whole field. Of course, he's still a guy in that lineup batting fourth. He would like to hit the long ball, especially if there's men left on base. Eduardo Escobar, you know, he coming off the disabled list. He's hitting .333 since coming off the disabled list. And over the last 5 ball games, he's done a great job, or 3 ball games. He's driven in 5 runs, including his first 2 home runs. Most of those hits coming against the Yankees. And then young 23-year-old Max Kepler. This kid on Sunday had a career day. Hopefully he can repeat that here tonight. But his first 3-hit game, hit a home run. That's his second. He also stole a base. So let's hope that those 3 guys can keep it going tonight for Tyler Duffy.
Now the Twins have produced some runs, but the losses have been too numerous because the starting pitching's been a little shaky. We'll see if Tyler Duffy can right his season when we come back. Tuesday evening here for the opener of this 3-game series, and Tyler Duffy has really struggled as of late, and we'll see if he can get things turned around here.
Yeah, what's it going to take for Duffy to get back to where he was back in April? Well, the first time through the lineup has not been an issue. Actually, the first 3 innings have not been an issue. The opponents have a .210 earned run average. That's what Duffy has in the first 3 innings. It's after that, from the 4th inning on, he's got a 9.45 ERA. He needs to stay away from the multi-run innings. I'm not talking, you know, I'm talking 2-run innings are okay, but stay away from the 3, 4, and 5. He's had about 6 of them already this year.
Former Twin Pete Mackanin, he was a middle infielder for the Twins back in the Met Stadium days, towards the end of the Met Stadium days, and he's got a rebuilding job with the Phillies. The Menards batting order for the Phillies, and they as a team hitting just .225, the worst in Major League Baseball. Odubel Herrera, Andres Blanco, Michael Franco, Brian Howard, Tommy Joseph, Cameron Rupp, Cody Ashe, Freddie Galvis and Peter Borges.
And Tyler Duffy, what he will feature is that four-seamer and the two-seam fastball, making his 11th start of the year. And it's been a tough go for Duffy over his last 6 starts, an ERA over 8. So he needs a good quality start here tonight.
Strike on the outside corner.
A lot of young players for the Phillies. You have a couple veterans like Howard and Ruiz, but a lot of youngsters that McCannon and the organization of the Phillies trying to get them some at bats for the future. Herrera, one of those, just 24 years old in his 2nd season with the Phillies. Made his major league debut just last year.
And that's over the mound near second base, and it hits the base and skips into center field for a leadoff single. Don't know that if Nunez had cut that ball off, whether he would have had a play on Herrera. Here's the Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Patrolling the outfield, Grossman, Buxton, and Kepler. Plouffe and Nunez left side of the infield. Dozier and Mauer on the right side. Kurt Suzuki behind the plate. Andres Blanco getting a chance to play on a regular basis for the Phillies as their second baseman.
Yeah, Twins saw a lot of Blanco when he was with the Kansas City Royals for 3 seasons. Actually made his major league debut here back in April of 2004 when he was with the Royals here at Target Field. Switch hitting second baseman.
Phillies coming to this series with a 7-game losing streak. They've lost 11 of 12 and 24 of 30. On the outside corner, 1-1. Veteran Jerry Davis behind the plate. Carlos Torres, Rob Drake, Sam Holbrook on the bases. Night game again tomorrow and a day game on Thursday. And then the Twins hit the road for a week.
The Phillies have lost their last 7 games, and the offense has scored a total of 12 runs over the last 7 ball games.
Phillies surprised everybody in baseball. They weren't supposed to be very good this year. There goes the runner, pitches up. Suzuki double clutches, and Nunez does a nice job keeping that throw in the infield. A stolen base for Herrera.
Herrera stealing his 10th base of the year and a 30th for the Phillies. And 53 attempts. He ran on a good pitch, and the ball was up. And then you see Kurt had a little trouble getting that ball out of his glove.
So now a runner at second. Nobody out. It's the second stolen base Duffy's allowed this year. 2-1. Tap to the right side. It'll advance the runner. It's the first out of the first inning.
A productive route right there by Blanco, advancing Herrera to third.
Our Toyota key stat, and the Phillies got off to a great start to the surprise of just about everybody in baseball, even though they weren't hitting that well. But now the bottom has fallen out of their season, and since that good start they have the worst record in the major league.
Yeah, they were pitching good, they were getting some big hits, but now the pitching has slacked off as their offense has.
Michael Franco got off to a good start. Now he's really struggled. He takes a breaking ball for a strike.
Well, you're thinking strikeout right here if you're Tyler Duffy. He has 49 strikeouts in 57 1/3 innings pitched.
Franco strikes out about every 4.5 times. This would be the time to get him tonight. Swing and a miss, and he's been particularly strikeout prone as of late with a lot of off-speed pitches fooling him.
Yep, 2 good curveballs right there by Duffy. That has been his strikeout pitch.
There you see it. A problem for Duffy hasn't been in the first inning, or for the first couple innings for that matter. Nice scoop by Suzuki. He blocked it, kept it near home plate, 1-2. Herrera at third with 1 out, and Ryan Howard on deck.
I showed you the numbers on Duffy. Only 4 runs allowed in the first inning, and 2 of those unearned runs.
Chopped foul. And Franco getting a steady diet of breaking balls from Duffy.
Well, that's what we see what Duffy does when he gets into trouble. He likes his curveball. He figures, you know, I've got to get him out with the curveball. sometimes he's got to start thinking that that fastball inside might freeze that hitter. You just can't keep throwing curveball after curveball. There's another one that left up.
Off the glove of Mauer to Dozier, who flips to first, past Duffy, into the Twins dugout, and a run will score.
Well, he kept throwing the curveball, He left one up. All Franco had to do was make contact, which he did.
Franco get credit for a run batted in, and we'll see how they rule it here.
You see the inside out swing, ball that Joe probably should have had, and also Duffy.
Well,
I don't think that throw was that bad. As a pitcher, you get over there, then you have to stop and throw a little bit up the line.
Guessing the error on Dozier.
There might be a double error on there. Well, Franco does pick up the RBI, his 34th of the year. I'll wait for the ruling.
Here's Ryan Howard, and no, those numbers are not incorrect. Hitting just 145. We're talking about 166 at bats here. Here's a high fly to right center field. Buxton drifting onto the track and making the catch at the base of the wall. Advancing from second to third as Franco 2 away.
It looked like the wind blowing out a little bit towards center field by the flags over right center field seating areas, and that ball just kept drifting.
Deep enough to advance. Franco from second to third. And now Tommy Joseph. And the error on the Franco ground ball was charged to Dozier. 2 down, and here's Tommy Joseph.
See, I thought Joe Mauer should have got that ball. And then the throw over. I thought there should have been 2 errors on that play. But instead it's just 1 on Dozier, his 4th of the year.
1-0. Joseph, a converted catcher. Pretty much taken Howard's spot at first base. Howard can play here in this series, of course, because there's a designated hitter. But the Phillies, as you said, are looking forward to a future that won't include Ryan Howard. So Joseph has gotten most of the time at first base. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, Joseph just 24 years old, coming over from the Giant organization. Started the year in minor leagues for the Phillies, got called up in the middle of May. Some power numbers in the minor leagues, a 255 hitter in 7 minor league seasons.
Foul tip, and Suzuki is going to feel that one for a while.
Just got the inner thigh area of Kurt Suzuki. Watch this foul tip.
Easy for me to say, but that's not as bad as the foul tip Kurt took a few ball games ago.
That one, that hurts. They're animals back there. They are animals, those catchers.
Athletically, how would they compare generally, would you say, with pitchers?
On a scale of 1 to 10, probably like a 4. Pitcher being a 10, of course. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, the catchers are a 10. They are. They take a beating back there.
Particularly that one. 1-2 to Joseph. It's been a long inning. This will be the 20th pitch for Duffy in this first inning. And there'll be another one with a 2-2 count.
Yeah,
you can't get, you were talking about stay away from the multi-run inning. Now, got a tough break when the ground ball up the middle hit the bag, skipped into center field, and a stolen base and an error. But if you can get out of here with just 1 run, that's not too bad.
Right. You know, that left shoulder has to stay in.
High fly ball, center field. And Buxton with a long run in makes the catch. A hit, an error, a run. It's 1-0 Phillies. His off day with a nice win over the New York Yankees, and hoping to still have a good series here, maybe have a winning record in this homestand. The Menard batting order for the Twins: Eduardo Nunez, followed by Robbie Grossman, Joe Mauer, Brian Dozier, Trevor Bluth, Max Kepler, Young-Ho Park, Kurt Suzuki, and Byron Buxton.
You know, we talked about Tyler Duffy, you know, being a youngster, and here's a young pitcher for the Phillies. Aaron Nola making his 15th start this year. He's kind of like Duffy. He came up last year, got his feet wet, and right from the get-go, he was put into that rotation. Bob McCullough, the pitching coach, he and I were teammates in Anaheim. Had a long talk with him today about Nola. He really likes this young man right here. Kind of a three-quarter type, almost a slinger, but a good fastball. That's what he said that he does such a good job of. He's got excellent control. He's walked only 16 unintentional batters in 85 innings. Good control of the fastball, hard curveball, and a changeup.
And a one-hopper skipped to Blanco. Nunez retired, one away. And that'll bring up Robbie Grossman. Northland Ford defense for the Phillies. Ashe in left, Herrera in center, Borges in right. Franco, Galvis, Blanco, Joseph, the infielders, and Cameron Rupp doing most of the catching for the Phillies these days. Chooch Ruiz still on the team, but he's more or less a backup now to Rupp. One down. Here's Robbie Grossman. Foul back, a strike. Nola's 7th overall pick just 2 years ago. He's had some first inning trouble himself, but at one point this year he gave the Phillies 9 straight quality starts.
Yeah, he's had 2 very poor starts in his last starts, one in Washington and the other one in Philly against Toronto, where he's worked only 6 2/3 innings, allowed 10 earned runs. So a little hiccup right now. He, like Duffy, trying to get back on the right page.
Off the plate, 2-0. Excuse me, 2-1 to Grossman. Grossman seen the batting average drop below 300. And another foul back, 2-2.
Yeah, Nola only 23 years old. He's mentioned Phillies #1 pick in 2014 out of LSU. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That's where he was born. Made his major league debut in July of last year. He lost 1-0 to the Rays. Tough way to start your career, losing a 1-0 game.
And that's not close, 3-2. Even though Grossman's average has dropped below 300, he's continued to get on base with walks. Just about matching a strikeout per walk. 23 walks with all the hits and an on-base percentage of .425. The league average is .320. And he takes a walk with 1 down in the first inning.
Well, Nola, we talked about, you know, the stuff that he has. Almost 58% have been the fastball, the 4-seamer, the 2-seamer that has a little sink. He does like the curveball. A lot of times, like Duffy, that's his strikeout pitch. And a pitch that they're still working on him a lot with is that changeup, something off speed. So both of them throw a lot of curveballs. We talked about Duffy, you know, almost 39% of his pitches are curveballs. And Nola right there, about 34%. But I think they both realize that everything keys off the fastball. Change up right there, look like.
And we've seen, you know, everything we've talked about with Duffy, lack of command of the fastball, and that's what we've seen so far from Nola in this first inning.
Well, again, both of these guys came in and into the ball game excellent control as far as not walking a lot of batters, about 2 per 9 innings. Last time the Twins saw the Phillies, it was back in 2013 here in June. Twins won 2 of 3. We haven't been to Philadelphia since 2010.
Yeah.
They've been here. This is the 3rd time they've come here to Target Field.
Last time we were in Philadelphia, they had that crazy game. The Twins won in extra innings. Everybody, I think, hit a home run from Drew Butera all the way to Jim Thome.
13-10 game.
2-0 to Mauer. trying to tie the game up here in the bottom of the first. 3-0. Mentioned Nola's disappointing last couple starts. More hits than walks. 15 hits allowed in his last 2 starts, covering 6 2/3 innings, but only 4 walks. But he's in danger of walking back-to-back men here in the first inning. There's a fastball and a strike.
It's not an overpowering fastball, so he, like Duffy, they have to hit their spots. Now, you know, 3-1 to Joe Mauer. You throw the 2-seamer away. Does he have enough confidence to throw a breaking ball in this situation? Twins have never faced him, and it's a fastball or the 2-seamer. Had a little movement on it, outer half of the plate.
And now we'll see if Grossman takes off here.
I think we'll see Robbie Grossman taking off here.
And he goes. Got a good jump, and the pitch grounded through the hole on the right side. Grossman rounds second, on his way to third, and the Twins have the tying run 90 feet away.
Yeah, why not start him? It's early in the ball game. Mauer usually has very good control of, you know, making contact. You just hope he doesn't line out. But right here, a 3-2 fastball again, almost the same pitch that he got strike 2. This time Joe pulls the ball into right field, and Grossman scoots over to third. So good hitting by Joe Mauer.
And that'll bring up Brian Dozier, hitting in the cleanup spot.
Showed you at the top of the show, Brian Dozier having a very good month of June. Average starting to climb where, you know, before in April, May, his average was right around 200. Now it's up to 237.
Bernanke saying he's seen a bit of a transformation in Dozier. 1 strike. Foul back, 2 strikes.
I think Nola has been able to get, and that's strikeouts, 93 strikeouts and 84 2/3 innings coming into this ball game. I think we'll find out what he thinks his strikeout pitch is right here.
Pounded foul, a breaking ball. If you're thinking long ball for whatever reason, well, we know the reason. Nola hasn't given up many on the road, but he's been burned by the home run ball in his home ballpark because it's a home run hitter's ballpark. But just 1 home run allowed on the road this year.
Yeah, he's actually pitched very well on the road. In 7 starts, he's 3-1 with a 2.27 earned run average. Another breaking ball.
And another one tapped foul.
Yeah, that curveball is more of a sweeping breaking ball rather than, say, the 12-6 type curveball. It's hard for him to get on top of that ball. You see the great numbers on the road, not so good in Philly. Yeah, when you drop down more 3/4, it's hard to get your thumb on top of that ball to create that downward plane.
That's how you do that?
Plain and simple.
Thumb on top of the ball.
Yes.
Toward the hole, through, and the Twins have tied the game.
RBI single by Brian Dozier scores Grossman, who drew that walk. High fastball. See, Roop wanted that ball down. It stayed up into almost the eyes of Brian Dozier. We all know when that ball's up, Brian likes to do that. Likes to pull that ball, and he picks up an RBI, his 27th. Mauer stops at second.
Dozier, the batter, or excuse me, Dozier at first, Plouffe with the runners at first and second, 1 down. Down and away, ball 1. More first inning troubles for Aaron Nola. You know, we saw Dozier battle with 2 strikes with some foul balls, and he didn't work the count full or anything, but I don't think anyone would try to suggest that the season's been anything other than a disappointment for Brian. Hopefully Brian would admit that, but he has cut down on his strikeout rate. Last year he nearly struck out 150 times last year, and right now he's on a pace to cut his strikeouts down by about 1/3. Duffy hoping that he can pitch with a lead here. Driven to the right field corner and deep. Chased by Borges. It's a fair ball off the wall and a long carom. Mauer will score. Dozier behind him. Plouffe to third, and it's 3-1.
I think we always say when Trevor Plouffe is swinging the bat well, he takes a lot of pitches the other way. That ball right into the corner. Peter Borges with good speed was shading him a little bit toward right center. That inside out swing, and Borges kind of got locked into that corner. The ball carried back toward the infield. It's a second baseman Blanco that has to take it and get it back in. So it'll be Trevor Plouffe's first triple of the year, driving in runs number 21 and 22.
Plouffe trying to build the case for his athleticism again. Remember, much of the post-game talk on Sunday, somewhat in jest, was how athletic Trevor's slide was. The big slide that allowed him to score and evade the tag at home plate. And now he in his first at bat here tonight gets a triple. And now Max Kepler to the plate. A walk, 3 hits, and now Kepler trying to get that runner in from third with less than 2 out.
Kepler coming off his best day in the big leagues last Sunday when he hit the home run. He drove in a run with a single and then a double.
And a strike over the inside corner. On the ground, hard, backhanded by Blanco, but Plouffe scores. And an RBI for Kepler, his 10th of the year.
And that's all you want with the infield back like that. Just hit it hard enough past the pitcher. You pick up a free RBI. Twins have a 4-1 lead.
And now the base is empty with 4 runs in at Byung-ho Park to the plate. Drive to center, but right there is Herrera in the inning end. 3 hits, a walk, 4 runs for the Twins, and Tyler Duffy has a 3-run lead.
Tyler Duffy now enjoys a 4-run lead in the second inning. We asked Paul Maurer what we've been asking him a lot lately. Duffy's so good early this season, not so good in his last 6 starts. And Maurer said it's still the same equation. Got to have confidence in the fastball. Got to work ahead in the count. And we heard Bert talk about it during the bottom of the first when he in the top of the first when he gets in trouble. Relies too much on that curveball. Paul Maurer says it's a young pitcher they love. They love the enthusiasm. They love the bulldog mentality. Wants the ball, wants to be on the mound, wants to be in that big spot. Now has to evolve that maturity that you need on the mound to get out of those tough situations with more than just one pitch, guys. And certainly a lot easier to pitch for a young pitcher like Duffy now with a 3-run lead.
Well, Kevin, it's interesting you bring that up because that's what I wanted to ask you about. Maybe all this guy needs is not throwing every pitch out there with all the pressure of a close ball game or the start of a ball game. I mean, he's got a little breathing room, a little cushion here. Maybe that will encourage him to use his pitches a little bit more. Kepler back to the warning track to haul in the first out.
Yeah, Roop hitting that right off the end of the bat still went to the warning track. I would still like to see him trust his fastball a little bit more. You know, he's got a good curveball. He can throw it over at any time, but you don't want to throw 5-6 curveballs in a row. Mix in a changeup once in a while, but especially establish that fastball. Yeah. Now, especially with a 3-run lead, you want to attack early. You don't want to nitpick out there. You want to attack the strike zone.
Got a quick first out.
Right. 21 pitches in the first. You need a quick inning here. There's a good fastball there.
Right at the knees for a strike. Ashe, the batter, the left fielder, and then Freddie Galvis.
There you go. Good pitch right there. The 2-seamer just missing. I'm not saying just fastball, 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 but when you're, especially when you're 3-run lead, get ahead. Most of the opposing teams are going to take. They need base runners.
Little looper and Dozier. Not sure what he lost it in. I'm guessing the lights. There's no sunlight on the field where he's standing, but he squinted a little bit and flinched like he might have lost sight of the ball for a while.
You almost see him right there, kind of saying, you know, got caught right in that band of lights. He fought it a little bit, saw it the last second. Got the second out, so 2 quick outs here for Duffy.
Freddie Galvis, the batter. And you'd like to do what you can out there on the mound, I suppose, to encourage the notion here the Phillies struggling to hit, struggling to score runs. They got a first inning run. Now they're down 3, and we've experienced that from the other side, haven't we? Where, you know, the Twins have given up a big number early, and then you spend the entire game running uphill.
Well, fastball right there. Galvis swings through it. The switch hitting shortstop.
1-1.
And see Duffy right there. You can see his action. You could almost hear him say something because he left that ball up. That's something he has to do a little better job of controlling. And I'm nothing.
The number, Plouffe barehands it and has no play.
I'm not against showing emotion. I was a guy that showed a lot of emotion, but you have to be able to corral it. Tyler Duffy's pitch selection, yes, he's thrown the fastball 55% of the time, 39% curveballs, occasional changeup, not a lot. That's something that you should probably work on a little bit, go some more changeups. He does change speeds on his curveball. So Galvis getting an infield base hit, second hit for the Phillies.
Inside, ball 1.
They talk about the sophomore jinx a lot of times. You know, Duffy came up last year. He pitched well. 10 starts, 5-1 record.
A high fly to deep left center field. Grossman back to the wall, but it's gone, and the Phillies have climbed to within 1.
Borges hitting just his second home run of the year. And this is what we have seen too. Twins give a pitcher a lead, and that pitcher goes out and costs it right back up.
Borges hit his first major league home run here at Target Field, and now he gets another one to bring the Phillies to within 1.
And fastball right down the heart of the plate. You see Suzuki wants it away. And you almost heard again Duffy. He has to control that better.
The emotion or the fastball?
No, the fastball, but also the emotion out on the mound.
2 down, and now Herrera. Breaking ball over for a strike.
Borges just hitting his second home run. He made his major league debut with the Angels back in August of 2010.
On the ground, a couple of hops. Nunez has it. Mauer with a stretch, and the inning ends. A 2-out single and then a 2-out home run, and it's a 4-3 game. Time on close fly ball in the corner, but he got those 2 runs back with a 2-run home run. And Kurt Suzuki will lead off the second for the Twins. Suzuki, Buxton, and Nunez. Facing Aaron Nola.
Yeah, Suzuki's starting to swing a better bat as of late.
Ball 1.
Yeah, Nola needed 24 pitches in that first inning to get the 3 outs. 4 runs allowed on 3 hits. Walker Grossman kind of set up the next 3 hits.
So we won't be broadcasting the next Phillies game started by Nola. But the guys who will broadcast it will point out that in 15 first innings this year, Nola's now given up 14 earned runs. 1-1. Out in front. 1-2.
Yeah, you know, sometimes those are always deceiving too, because you know you could have 2 or 3 games where, like this inning 4, I mean, you have 15 starts, maybe 3 or 4 times you give up 3-4 runs in the first, and what about the other 10?
Right. And Suzuki waves at a breaking ball. 1 down.
Nola picking up a strikeout on that sweeper, his first of the ball game.
Sanford Health injury report. Boy, Vince Velasquez got off to a great start for the Phillies, being traded by the Astros. Now on the disabled list with a strained right bicep.
He was 5-2, 3.65 ERA in 12 starts.
Here is Buxton. He takes ball 1. Byron's average a couple weeks ago was up to 250. Now it's below 200. And a strike. 1-1.
Read where the Twins would like Byron to be a little more aggressive, especially with the first couple pitches.
Inside. 2-1.
Of course, bunting is a big part of his game.
To me, there's no reason why Michael Franco should be standing behind the third base bag. He should be in on the grass. inside, and it's 3-1. Nola started his first inning issue by issuing a walk to Grossman. Then he fell behind Mauer. Now the last thing he wants to do is put Buxton's speed on the bases with a free pass.
He's got to look fastball away, and it's ball 4. Second walk for Nola. So you're asking for trouble when you get the speedster at first.
Twins fans, the 2016 Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot is here. You can head to twinsbaseball.com and choose your hashtag ASG worthy stars and send them to the MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard on July 12th in San Diego. Vote today, vote tomorrow, vote the next day. But what, a week and a half is all you have left. Vote at twinsbaseball.com/vote.
Well, I know this guy isn't on the ballot, Eduardo Nunez, but he came into this ball game 5th in the American League in hitting. Been a nice little igniter in that leadoff spot for Paul Molitor.
And some of it naturally would follow with him taking over in the leadoff spot, but coming into the game today, Nunez tied with Dozier for the team lead in runs scored, each of them with 33 runs scored. Now part of that too is Dozier's difficulty in getting on base and scoring runs for most of the first 2 months of the season.
A couple throwovers to first base. Byron Buxton with 4 stolen bases in 4 attempts.
And there goes Buxton. Pitch down and away, and Buxton feet first, slides in safely. The Phillies have got a run in the first inning thanks to the speed of Herrera. Now the Twins have Buxton at second without putting the ball in play.
Yeah, it's a 10th stolen base, but Nola on the mound in 14 attempts. Good feet first slide right into the bag. And making sure you stay on the bag.
And now 1-0 to Nunez. And a strike call. What's made Nunez's production even more remarkable, the fact that he has continued to produce even though he is shuttled between short and third. Now that's his role on the team, but every player will tell you they would prefer to have just one position to play, and they're both on the left side of the infield, but they are different positions.
But you've been used to that. He was brought up that way in the Yankee organization.
Lifted foul into the seats.
I think the biggest thing, and Nunez has said this, the reason he's hitting well is because he's getting consecutive days to play. In New York, yeah, when they put him out in the left field, I think sometimes you stick an infielder, and we see it kind of when Sano out in right field, you struggle a little bit early because you're learning a new position and you're concentrating sometimes more, I think, on playing defense and sometimes offensively.
1-2 to Nunez.
He's had a very good couple of months as a leadoff hitter.
Jam shot and a dribbler. Nola makes the play, and on the play, Buxton goes to third.
Yeah, that fastball ran right into Nunez. Good jam shot right there. Gets that ground ball back to Nola.
Here's Robbie Grossman. Drew a walk, scored a run in the first inning. Twins would love to get one back after the Phillies struck for 2 after the second out in the top of this inning. Missing down and in.
Nola making just his 28th major league start. He has 11 wins, 8 losses, ERA about 3.5.
And there's a strike. 40th pitch of the ball game for Nola. Just missing the outside corner. And pushed foul over the tarp.
Yeah, major league average pitches per inning is between 15 and 16 pitches. You get into that 20 mark, especially 2 innings in a row, you're asking not to go very deep into the ball game. Duffy had 21 pitches in the first, only 12 in the second.
2-2 to Grossman. And up high, 3-2. Just above the strike zone.
Not a bad pitch, but not called by Jerry Davis. Been umpiring for 33 years.
Grossman draws his second walk, and Mauer will come up with runners on the corners.
So I guess when you pitch to a guy like Jerry Davis, who's been umpiring 33 years, he's a crew chief. He should probably know the strike zone by now, right?
He's been umpiring for 33 years, and you've only been taking a breath for 23 years. Mauer with a single on a 3-2 pitch. Grossman running at first, and Mauer grounded one behind the runner into right field. Had a lot of these, at least the third meeting on the mound already in the first couple innings. Talk with Joe today because he's the best guy to ask about the ball carrying here at Target Field, because he, of course, is the only Twin to been here when the Twins were breaking in the ballpark. And he said he thinks this year there have been more home runs hit here because the winds have been more cooperative, and that's the only reason, he says. He says there have been fewer games this year, this is in his opinion, where the wind has been blowing in from right field. And you know, hitters pay closer attention to these things than I do, certainly, but that's his explanation for why there are more home runs hit here at Target Field. Chopped to the right side, right to the first baseman Joseph, and the Twins strand 2 in the second. A lot of runs scored early on. We got a 4-3 ball game. Baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by CenturyLink. Switch to CenturyLink Prism TV for an advanced TV experience. Learn more at cprismtv.com. Muggy night here at Target Field. Twins up a run. Tyler Duffy hoping for a scoreless third inning. He's given up a run in the first, 2 in the second, and now Blanco leading off the third. High fly center field, and Buxton tracks it. And tracks it down, 1 away.
It's only been, what, 2 ground ball outs so far.
Duffy checking with Suzuki. So was that pitch up? Because you're right, only 1 out on the ground, or 2 of them. And a lot of outfield flies. Here's Franco. Got a steady diet of breaking balls from Duffy in the first. And he gets another one and tries to hit one into the third deck.
Well, Duffy got ahead of an 0-2 and just couldn't put him away. You know, Franco fouled off some pitches. Finally, he left a breaking ball up that he just hit toward Joe Mauer. So that's playing off the line at first base.
The Twins with a pull shift. One for Franco. 1-1. 2-1.
Franco, 23 years old, from the Dominican Republic, signed by the Phillies in 2010. This is his 3rd season with the Phillies.
Breaking ball laced to left field. So one breaking ball after another, and Franco's put 2 of them in play. 1 out single here in the third. Twins fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with the all-new Fox Sports Go app. Download the app, take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball with you wherever you go. Here's Ryan Howard, hit a fly ball to the warning track in right center, hauled in by Byron Buxton. Strike on the outside corner. Howard's had a great career with the Phillies. And in a few years, they may build a statue of him outside the ballpark. But the numbers have been steadily declining and plummeting this year. He's in the last year of his deal, and again, the Phillies, when they are good again, won't have Ryan Howard as a part of their team.
Yeah, they have an option for next year, but there's a buyout, so depending on what Philly wants to do, those are his career numbers. 367 career home runs. National League MVP back in 2006 when he hit 58 home runs and drove in 149 runs and hit .313. 3-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year in 2005. Came into baseball at that time with a big splash. And now the pool is almost empty.
This one hit to deep center field, and Buxton going back. And this time, one step on the warning track makes the catch, and Howard's not convinced the ball's carrying particularly well here. Those 2 balls that he's hit here tonight, both probably would have been long gone in Philadelphia.
Right.
2 down, and here's Tommy Joseph. Joseph with a fly ball to Buxton his first time up.
There have been 4 fly ball outs to Buxton. Out in center.
That's gone. Long gone. And the Phillies have taken the lead. A long home run by Tommy Joseph, and it's 5-4.
Home run number 8 for Joseph. And another 2-run home run given up by Tyler Duffy. See that pitch left up. I don't know if that's a breaking ball, or I don't think it was a fastball. But Joseph got the barrel out quickly. And for 2 teams that have not scored a lot of runs, it's a 5-4 ball game with 2 outs in the third.
This is just the 4th time this year that the Phillies have scored as many as 5 runs in a game. And we're just in the 3rd inning. 1-0 to Cameron Rupp. Fly ball to right his first time up. Now, all that said, I doubt this game's going to end 5-4. But Tyler Duffy handed an early 3-run lead, and it hasn't lasted through the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss. 2-1.
Well, I go again to the location of the fastballs, falling behind. The curveballs that he has thrown. You know, he had Franco struck out if he makes a good pitch in that 1st inning, and he left one up. The inconsistency of that fastball, especially down and away. But I'm like a parrot. I'm repeating myself night after night. Now, fastball away. See if he can hit it.
And another home run.
Yeah. And again, you see the location. Suzuki wanting it down and away, and it's left right over the heart of the plate.
Clearly something is not right with Tyler Duffy. Remember last year he gave up 4 home runs all year as a big leaguer and only 1 in the minor leagues. And he's given up 3 long home runs here in the first 3 innings today.
Yeah, back-to-back home runs hit by the opponents.
I mean, these are no doubters.
6th time that the opponents have hit back-to-back home runs, and you see where that fastball is. And
it's missing the target by a foot and a half.
That's batting practice right there. And Rupp hitting his 5th home run. And it's a 6-4 game.
Odiashi will rope one solidly to center. A base hit. That had some slice on it, believe it or not. And the Phillies are teeing off on Tyler Duffy. And I'm guessing, with Eric Rasmussen coming to the mound, I'm guessing if we show the location again, Suzuki's mitt is going to move again.
Eric Rasmussen, the interim pitching coach for Neil Allen. Let's take it's to Ashe right here. And see it again, right down the heart of the plate.
Buddy Boucher's getting loose early. Twins had a 3-run lead, but now the Phillies lead by 2. And the home runs have all come after the 2nd out. There's Freddie Galvis.
Well, Duffy came into this ball game over his last 6 starts, a 1-4 record and 8.35 ERA.
It's not going to go down tonight.
No. And he, has struggled here at Target Field for some reason. He's 1-3 with a 6.67 ERA coming in to this game. 22 earned runs allowed in 29 2/3 innings here at home.
Swing and a miss, 1-1.
And I still think this is a pitcher's ballpark. Good dimensions.
No, Brian Howard again with 2 deep fly balls, but better target practice by his teammates here as they've hit the ball more toward the lines and already hit 3 home runs.
Again, that left shoulder flying open, and that creates that arm to just drift way outside as the ball did.
2-1. That's to the left, and Grossman in his tracks makes the catch. 1 run in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd. Duffy or someone else going to have to try to stop that trend with the Phillies leading by 2. Now for today's Lowe's home field advantage, and the Twins offense has had some home field advantage here at Target Field last 15 games. Most of that without Miguel Sano. The lineup is starting to show a little bit more productivity. And they'll need some more here tonight with the Phillies now leading by 2. Brian Dozier will lead off the 3rd inning. Dozier, Plouffe, and Kepler. And now Nola is in roughly the same spot that Tyler Duffy was in after the 1st inning. Now he's got a 2-run lead.
Well, remember, Nola came into this ball game the last 2 starts. He's given up 12 runs in 6 2/3 innings, so it's been no picnic for him either.
Dribbled foul, 2 strikes to Dozier. Dozier singled in a run, scored a run in the 1st inning. Foul back. Still 2 strikes.
You can see his struggles in April and May, but really picking it up here in the month of June.
Outside. And you've already seen Dozier's willingness to at least consider hitting the ball to the opposite field reflected in the infield defense. Here the Phillies are pretty much straight up against him.
Oh, Nola has that curveball, that sweeper, like that.
And off the glove, misplayed by Galvis, and Dozier will reach.
He tried to catch that off to the side. Thought the ball had a lot of spin on it, maybe right off the end of the bat. Watch Galvis right here, kind of play it off to the side rather than maybe get in front of it. Tried to sweep at it, and the ball unable to get into his glove. Then it's too late. You'll give Brian Dozier an infield base hit.
Really? Okay. And now Plouffe. Plouffe with a triple off the fence in the right field corner in the 1st inning.
Brian will take that.
Breaking ball off the plate. Plouffe with just 5 home runs. The Twins were counting on him to hit 20 or more, and he may still do that.
Well, he led the Twins last year with runs batted in with 86. Hit 22 home runs.
On the subject of power, and I don't think anybody would try to assert that this Twins team has done much of anything right this year, but they are on a pace for 176 home runs this year. That would be 20 more than they hit last year. That's with Sano on the disabled list. Plouffe so far having a down year, but looking in Twins history, if they get to 176, that would be the most the Twins have hit since '04. And the second most they've hit since 1987. Now, the Twins have had some really good teams in that period in between. 2-0 to Plouffe. But Twins hit 191 home runs in '04, and then you got to go back to '87 when they hit 196. This Twins team, even when it's been good, has been almost unreliant on the home run. 2-0 to Plouffe, and he takes 3-0, and Dozier anchored at first.
Rupp kind of fought with that breaking ball right there, but able to keep it in front of him, and Brian stays at first. Kepler on deck.
See, Plouffe is green lighted here. Into center field, a sharp base hit. Dozier to second base. I was just going to say, if Trevor Plouffe is ever going to hit for the cycle, it'd be tonight. He's already got the triple out of the way, and now he's got the single.
Boy, he hit this ball hard right up the middle.
Well, let's check in with Kevin Gore.
Max Kepler, guys, coming up, just 23 years old. Had a chance to converse with him earlier this afternoon. He says he's trying to become just a sponge every single day, in the dugout, out in the field, watching these veteran players like Trevor Plouffe in the batter's box. He said guys like Joe Mauer come up to him, talk about attacking the pitcher a certain way, what they're looking for at bat after at bat. He's trying to learn from these veterans. When I asked Tom Bernansky, the hitting coach, he said, with a big, lean body like this kid's got, the physical strength and the smooth swing, all kinds of upside, according to Bernansky. He said this is a kid that's going to be a big-time hitter at this level. He's got to watch him develop, though.
Oh, no chance.
What a beautiful bunt. 35 feet in the grass up the third base line, and the bases are loaded.
Boy, you know what? I'm surprised right there. Franco, the third baseman, I mean, he didn't even look like he was attempting to look for the bunt. I mean, a perfectly placed bunt, but you want your third baseman in on the grass. See where he's standing next to the bag. Now there's, you know, a couple runners on, and watch his late break. By that time, it's too late.
Well, in that situation too, with Twins down 2 runs, a sacrifice bunt gets the tying run into scoring position.
Right, and then you know what? I mean, Bob McClure, the pitching coach, out to talk to his right-hander, a quick trip to the mound, but I was surprised Franco isn't in on that grass. And I think we mentioned, was it last inning, that he wasn't in on the grass too?
Right. Well, for Buxton.
Right.
But that's as much, you know, Buxton's unwillingness to do what Kepler just did there. So now they're loaded for Park. And Park with a dozen home runs, and a couple of them have been on base. But most of them have been solo home runs. He's in a big RBI spot here with the Twins. Down a couple and nobody out.
He jumped on that first pitch in his first at bat. And hit a line drive out to Herrera out in center field. See if he can hit one over his head.
What a stop by Rupp as he slides to his right, digs one out of the dirt, ball 1. It's a pretty nice stop here by the catcher. Both Nola and Duffy struggled coming into this start, and both have had dreadful starts here tonight. And Nola will try to get out of this mess with a lead somehow. Breaking ball, and Park got a piece, tapped it foul, 1-1.
The Twins do not have a grand slam yet this year.
They're loaded up. Infield back. They'll take a double play grounder. Park has loftier ideas. Line foul.
See, to me, that's a breaking ball. You got to hit the other way. He tried to pull that ball right there. It's not a big, I mean, it's a big sweeping breaking ball, but it has not much of a downward break. Take a look at this curveball right there.
Twins need contact. Only one strikeout for Nola, and it was Suzuki leading off the second.
And that was on that big sweeping breaking ball.
One and two. Duffy hoping for a reprieve.
Oh boy, hanger. Just fouled it. Boshier still kind of standing around the mound, so Duffy's day might be done. Maybe it might depend on this inning.
Still 1 and 2. Checked his swing. Did he go? Strike 3. 1 down.
Well, that's what a fastball can do after a lot of breaking balls. It kind of froze Park. And Noah picks up a big strikeout. Just above the belt.
Fox Tracks had it as a called strike. You can see it was a little bit above the mask or the eye line of the catcher.
Nola with his second strikeout.
And now Suzuki in what's suddenly become an awfully important at bat here. Suzuki struck out on a breaking ball. He's been the Twins' hottest hitter over the last couple of weeks. High and tight. Twins had a walk followed by 3 hits to score 4 runs in the first. Took a couple of walks in the second. Now 3 singles to start the third. Lace to center. Herrera back off his glove. Dozier will score. Plouffe will score. And Suzuki ducking back, getting back to second base. The Twins had runners bunched up between second base and home plate. 2 of them score. Kepler held at third, and the game is tied.
Right off the glove of Herrera, who was playing pretty shallow, but Suzuki clobbered this ball. And Herrera goes back. Watch again the location. Fastball right there. Good swing by Suzuki. Right off the tip of the glove. Herrera has to go chase it down on the warning track. And a 2-run double for Suzuki. And the game is tied at 6 apiece.
And now 2 men out there for Buxton. He drew a walk his first time up. Drew the walk on 5 pitches. Inside. Nola struggling with his control mightily.
For Suzuki, that's his 7th double of the year. He now has driven in 21 runs.
Inside 2-0. You know, you want to walk Grossman. Well, he's up there in part to take a walk. He's a good guy to draw bases on balls. But when you throw 7 pitches to Buxton and can only throw 1 strike, that's a sign of your lack of control. 2-0. Bob McClure on the phone. There's a breaking ball over. Buxton in position to give the Twins the lead back. To left field, that'll work. Kepler will tag and head home. A sacrifice fly for Buxton, and it's 7-6.
Yeah, another hanging breaking ball right there. Nola leaving it up. Buxton waited back nicely. Picks up his 8th RBI of the year on the sacrifice fly to left field.
Buxton with a walk and a sacrifice fly, and now here's Nunez. Nunez 0 for 2, bouncer to second, and a number halfway between home plate and the mound. And Nola threw him out in the second.
Yeah, he hit the ball sharply in his first at bat to Blanco at second. Then he got jammed in his last at bat.
Grounder to short. And Galvis throws low. And now here comes the runner, and Suzuki will score. And Nunez to second base. Another misplay by Galvis. And the inning continues, and the Twins lead by 2.
And Galvis probably should have gotten his second error of the inning on that infield base hit by Brian Dozier that started this inning. But right there, the ball got to him quickly. He had plenty of time to make a good throw. It's low to Joseph. And tried to sweep that ball into his glove, unable to. And Suzuki just kept running. So So error by the shortstop for Galvis, just his 4th error of the year.
And here's Grossman. He's walked twice, scored once. And a breaking ball, strike 1.
Not a good night to be a starting pitcher.
This has been bad baseball on both sides, whether it's been giving up home runs on the Twins side, some misplays by both teams. But the Twins have an 8-6 lead and a couple of 4-run innings. And they're not done yet here in the 3rd. 1-1 to Grossman.
Pitch number 70 already for Nola.
Swinging a foul. Got home plate umpire Jerry Davis.
24 pitches needed in the 1st for Nola, 21 in the 2nd, and 25 so far here in the 3rd.
In Duffy's case, he was given a 3-run lead, and that didn't last very long. Now in Nola's case, a 2-run lead, and he's given 4 back. Had a little help behind him, but 1-2 to Robbie Grossman. And another, and Nola will make the play. Twins with 2 4-run innings already. Buckle your seatbelts. It's already 8-6. The 6.
Well, we always talk about Dick, location. Really, both starters not hitting their spots. And Duffy, you know, he gave up that 2-run home run that to Borges in the bottom of the 2nd inning. That made it a 4-3 ball game, and then he comes out with a 2-run lead, and he gives up 2-run home run to Joseph, and then Rupp follows with another one. You can see where Suzuki is set up and where the ball ended up.
And Buddy Boshears will come in to try to restore a little sanity to this game.
Yeah, Boshears has done a good job out of the bullpen. He's since being called up by the Twins on May 25th. Called up when Darren Mastroianni went on to disable us, making his 12th relief appearance. Gave up his first earned run in his last start on Saturday against the Yankees. So very good earned run average for Boshears.
Not how the Twins wanted to get out of the day off yesterday with a short start by their starter, but it is what it is. And now Boshears with the task of throwing strikes, quality strikes, and preserving his lead for a few innings, at least a couple innings.
Yeah, longest outing he's had so far this year was on Oakland when he went an inning and 2/3.
1 strike.
I'd like at least to get 2 out of him if possible.
It's just the 4th game this year where the Phillies have scored 5 runs or more.
Well, you know what? They just came off a homestand, a 6-game homestand. They were 0-6, and they scored a total of 9 runs. So the 6 runs that they have put on the board matches what they are unable to put up on the board in 6 games. Or in 6 games, they matched it.
In 3 innings. 2 strikes, both Shears to Borges. Herrera and Blanco will follow.
Shears, 28 years old, had some big league experience with the Angels in 2013. 25 relief appearances.
Drilled foul.
We've seen a fastball in the low 90s. We've seen a very tight curveball, and that last pitch looked like the changeup.
Shears again on 0-2. 1-2. On the ground sharply to Plouffe. And Borges by a step, 1 away. Follow Twins baseball with the MLB.com at-bat app. Customize at-bat to feature the Twins and stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Blackout and other restrictions apply. You can download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball, on your phone and tablet. 1 down, and now Herrera will bat. Big stride and a slow breaking ball for strike 1. Herrera with a single, a stolen base, scored a run in the first, that bounced out to Nunez to wrap up the second. Swing on a breaking ball.
He did not have a very good swing on that. And what do you throw him? See, Herrera started off very, very hot, but he has slowed up a little bit here in the month of June, as the Phillies offense has.
Two strikes. Breaking ball down and away. One and two from Shears. Boom, rocket right over his shoulder into center field.
We had some ugly swings on that breaking ball. He missed 0-2, and then he tried to sneak the fastball by him, and Herrera takes it right back up the middle for his second hit. Just took Buddy's head off there.
And now Blanco. Bouncer to second, the fly ball to center.
Blanco now hitting as a right-handed hitter, where he's hitting only 200. 273 as a left-handed hitter.
And Herrera stole second in the first inning, and that led to a run. Runs. There have been 14 hits. Only home runs have gone to the Phillies. They have 3 of them. What this game needs.
It's a 1-2-3 inning.
A ground ball double play. Now up and away, 1-0. Phillies notes included this nugget. On this date in 1964, Jim Bunning pitched a perfect game. On the anniversary of that, there goes the runner inside, no chance, with Suzuki digging one out of the dirt.
Herrera got a great jump, steals his second base, his 11th of the year.
On this date, 52 years ago, the anniversary of that, we have maybe the most imperfect game of the year so far.
Senator Bunning.
And he was what? He was with the Tigers before he went to the Phillies, right? Or was it the other way around?
I believe he was with the Phillies first. Then went to the Tigers.
I'm sure somebody on Twitter will clarify that. I'm pretty sure he was. I think he was with the Tigers first. Yeah. 2-0. And that gets past Suzuki and gets Jerry Davis in the leg. The umpire's limping. The runner goes to third. And this ugliness continues here tonight with Herrera now 90 feet away.
I don't know if that ball slipped off the plate. If it hit right on top, looked like a changeup. Take a look at the pitch right here. No, maybe crossed up. Should be a pass ball. Charged to Suzuki.
It's 3-0 to Blanco. And a strike. So far, Jerry Davis has taken one in the right thigh, I believe, and now one down around the ankle. Way out in front of a breaking ball. Suzuki couldn't find that one after he blocked it. It's 3-2. Franco waiting.
Yeah, Blanco has played for the Royals, the Cubs, the Rangers, now in his third season in Philly. Out of Venezuela.
Full count. Grounded to third. Plouffe will now get the runner in a rundown, tags him out, and a mistake. Not the first one that's been made tonight, but a mistake by Herrera.
Good job by Trevor Plouffe, because I think Herrera wanted him to throw to Suzuki so he could run back to third base. You're tied as a base runner at third. If the ball's hit to the third baseman, you're going to freeze. If it's hit to short, well, then you can score.
Now, not sure where he thought he was going. The ball was hit right to the third baseman.
Right.
Two down, a runner at first, not third, and here is Franco. And strike one from Boshiers. This will be the 18th pitch of the inning for Boshiers.
And Tyler Duffy threw 53 pitches in his 3 innings.
Up and away. Two and one.
Franco's got some pop in his bat. 14 home runs last year in only 80 ball games. He had 280. His 11 home runs so far this year.
Big swing and a foul. 2-2. about an hour and a half old, and we're in the top of the 4th inning. High fly to left field and deep. Grossman back on the warning track. A scoreless top of the 4th. The Twins still lead 8-6.
Say that again.
The Twins still lead 8-6.
No, the scoreless part.
Baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Northland Ford. Visit northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. What's yours? Wild game. The Twins with a pair of 4-run innings, and they've got an 8-6 lead, and now they'll hit in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Mauer, Dozier, and Plouffe.
And they'll be facing Brett Oberholzer. Oberholzer making his 17th relief appearance. A lot of hits in 33 2/3 innings. 42 hits allowed. 16 walks with 27 strikeouts.
One of 2 left-handers in the Philly bullpen, and he'll be asked to do what the Twins are going to ask Boshiers to do. That is kind of restore some order. Aaron Nola, although he pitched a scoreless second, he walked 2 men in that inning. And the rest of his night pretty much a mess. 2 strikes. Mauer, Dozier, and Plouffe lined up here in the 4th. Swing and a miss, and Dozier's very quickly gone, 1 away. I'm sorry, Mauer is gone, and Dozier will hit next. Couple of hits, an RBI, and 2 runs scored for Dozier. The hits have been pulled, as most of them have been. And now, Phillies, who were not shifting Dozier in the 3rd inning, now have a pull shift on for him. So you get a couple of hits, you pull them, and then the other team reacts.
Oberholzer mainly a fastball, not overpowering, sharp slider, and a changeup, occasional curveball.
Right, and the left-hander helps the Phillies go into a pull shift too.
Changeup right there.
1-1. Dozier, one of the few Twins right-handed batters who's done some damage against left-handed pitching. It's one of the difficult parts of the season for the Twins statistically. Right-handed batters who have really struggled against lefties. Dozier's hitting over 300 against lefties. 1-2. Pop foul and out of play. Byron Buxton 3 for 30 against lefties. Miguel Sano, 227. That's about his season average.
You know, a lot of lefties have that slider that'll run in on Bryant. Of course, is very quick inside. You know, the lefty maybe that has that screwball might give Bryant trouble, but Overholser, basically a guy who likes to work in. See where Rupp is setting in.
Towering pop-up looks playable for Franco or Galvis. And it's Galvis with the catch, 2 down. And that'll bring up Plouffe. The annual Wells Fargo Minnesota Wild Road Tour is coming to a city near you. And started today. It'll go through the next 2 days. 3 separate caravans of Wild players, alumni, and staff will visit select communities throughout Minnesota. You can visit foxsportsnorth.com. Click on upcoming events for tour stops and a list of players scheduled to appear. Here is Plouffe, a triple and a single already on the night. Swing and a miss. Oberholzer trying to give Pete McCannon a 1-2-3-4. 1-1. And a strike taken, 1-2.
Overholser getting traded over from the Houston Astros to the Phillies back in December. 3 seasons with the Astros.
Now 2-2. Phillies got 5 pitchers, including Vasquez, Mark Appel, former #1 pick. 5 pitchers for 1. It's the second time Andy McPhail, who's now the president of the Phillies, second time he's pulled off a 5-for-1 pitcher swap. The other time is when he traded Frank Viola to the Mets and got some cornerstone pitchers for what turned out to be the '91 World Championship team. 3-2 now to Plouffe. Fouled it, kept alive. Overholser, Appel, Thomas Eshelman, Harold Araz, and Velasquez for Ken Giles. Three and 2 to Trevor Plouffe. Hard, but off the mound, and then to the second baseman Blanco, and Overholser has a 1-2-3 4th inning.
Of the fifth, we're right in the middle of the Minnesota State Lottery winner's circle, which means 100 scratch-off tickets to a lovely family to my left here, all the way from Clark, South Dakota, 4.5 hours. Jay and Shannon, 3 kids under the age of 7. This is what summer's all about, Shannon. You got great seats. You made the drive. You rolled the dice. No rain in sight. How much fun are you having?
I know. We're having a blast. This is the kid. We've been planning this for about a year to bring the kiddos out to their first Twins game, and here we are.
They got a hotel, guys. They did arts and crafts. They got frosting on the face, Twins face paint. They're getting circled by Bert. And when they get home, there'll be 100 scratch-off tickets from the Minnesota State Lottery. Not too shabby.
Thank you, Kevin.
Great pheasant country out there around Clark, South Dakota.
You were all here by circle.
And Howard takes ball 1. That pitch looked like it was in there, but it's called ball 2.
Now, Howard, a couple deep fly balls to Buxton in center field.
Two and one. Howard, Joseph, and Rupp with the Twins leading by a pair. It wasn't exactly a smooth 4th inning for Boshiers, but he hung a 0 up, and that was a welcome sight. 2-2.
Ryan Howard, a big man, 6'4", about 250. He came up with the Phillies in 2004. This is his 13th season with the Phillies. Went to Missouri State, signed by the Phillies in 2001.
And Boshier strikes him out.
They just blew those fastballs by him. So Boshiers picks up a strikeout, the first strikeout of the ball game for the pitcher. Twins pitchers.
Which major league first baseman has the most home runs since 2004? We gave you Howard's numbers. Guessing Teixeira. That's just my guess.
You would think Albert Pujols too, but he did a lot of DHing too.
Right. Well, once he came to the Angels, right? Yep. Drilled to center. Buxton and plays it on a couple of hops. Another line drive. Joseph clobbered one into the left field upper deck for a 2-run home run his last time up, and now Joseph is aboard with 1 out.
Now Joseph picks up his second hit. Now that back-to-back home runs in the 3rd inning. That was the 6th time this season that the Twins have given up back-to-back home runs.
Rupp. And I'll say what I said in the 4th inning. What this game needs is a ground ball double play. Ball 1. And what made the home run barrage against Duffy so surprising, he doesn't allow many typically. And again, he only allowed 4 of them all of last year in his big league 10 big league starts. The Phillies came into the game having hit only 60 of them. The Giants with 59 and the Braves with just 32. So the Phillies, even though they play in a home run hitter's ballpark, were 13th in the National League in home runs hit until tonight. Outside, and it's 2-0. "29 pitches for Boshiers and 18 strikes. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Good over the top fastball. Boshier straight over the top.
Fox strikes presented by Ram.
Another fastball. Get it away.
That's fouled away.
Mentioned Boshiers pitched with the Angels back in 2013, 25 ball games, no record. He did pick up his first major league win here back in early June against the Miami Marlins. That was that 11 inning 6-4 ball game.
Two and two. And now 3-2.
He's only walked 2 batters so far, this being his 12th relief appearance, and one of those an intentional walk.
Wouldn't think Joseph would take off here on 3-2.
Going to go with a breaking ball.
Struck him out with it.
Good hard breaking ball underneath the swing of Rupp.
Couple of strikeouts in the inning. Joseph still at first, and now Ashe.
3-2 breaking ball. A lot of confidence in that pitch. That ball had some good bite to it right there.
And now Ashe with a single and a pop-up so far. Down and away, ball 1. Phillies with 9 hits. Again, they came into the ball game with a major league low .225 team batting average. And Boshiers has given up 2 singles in an inning and 2/3.
Had a chance to sit down with Pete McCannon about you know, his ball club this year, and he just said, you know, they're rebuilding, they're patient, they were happy in April and May when they were started off so well, 500 at the end of coming into June, but June has been a disaster.
Well, even the most optimistic Philly fan had to understand that the start they got onto was a mirage. They didn't have the veteran players, the established players to sustain it. They just got off to a good start and were kind of the buzz of baseball for a while. 2-1. Up the middle, and the 3rd hit allowed by Boshiers. Ashe scores, and Joseph to second base, and that'll bring up Freddie Galvis.
Good swing against a left-handed pitcher. Ashe picks up his 2nd single. And a 10th hit for the Phillies.
Galvis has a single. In fact, everybody but Ryan Howard and Andres Blanco has a hit, at least one. Dug out by Suzuki. These games are horrible to catch him. Well, Suzuki was back there and Duffy was all over the place, had no command of the strike zone, and now Suzuki's had to dig pitches out of the dirt.
Yeah, it's one of these games where 350 to 400 pitches might be thrown.
That is a fair ball, ploofed to the bag, and that'll take care of it. Well, a couple of scoreless innings for Boshiers. obviously fans of the game from Chisago Lakes, the 11-year-old group. The Wildcats, and they look like Wildcats, don't they?
Yeah, good to see. I think they got an opportunity to walk on the field before the ball game. You ever do that as a kid? Get an opportunity to come to a game and, as a little league team, and walk around the field?
No, and I wish I had. We had, and I guess this was when we lived in Missouri. We had school patrol day at Busch Stadium, and we would go and sit almost as high as the St. Louis Arch. At least it seemed that high. But we were at a major league ball game. Got to see some pretty good baseball back then too, with Brock and Cepeda and Flood and Gibson. Down and away, 1-1. Kepler with an RBI ground out on the first, and he laid down a beautiful bunt single to fill the bases in the third. Just off the plate, and it's 2-1. You know, it's something you can't measure, and we're encouraged. I think everybody who's seen Kepler play is encouraged. His athletic ability was established in the minor leagues, but to have the aptitude to adjust up here, popped up backing out of play. And it's something you can't scout, you can't measure when you sign someone in Kepler's case or draft them. Even through the developmental years, you might not know whether they have the aptitude to adjust to life up here.
Well, and he's really trying to make the jump from Double-A, where he spent last year and was the Southern League MVP, you know, to a little bit. I mean, he came up and sent back down to Triple-A. Not a lot of Triple-A ball games, so he had a great year last year.
And outside 3-2. It'll be interesting for me. I know you're not going to New York this weekend. You're taking some much deserved time off again. 3-2 to Kepler. Park will hit next. But it'll be interesting to me. You know, we've talked about it for years. Players' first times at Yankee Stadium. Here's a guy, Yankee Stadium, I don't think means anything to him. He didn't grow up, you know, watching Mantle or Mattingly or any of these guys. He was, you know, halfway across the world. He may go 0 for 12, but I don't think he'll be intimidated by Yankee Stadium or their fans.
Well, to be honest with you, there's strike 3. Good pitch right there by Overholser that ends up picking up his second strikeout. It's not walking into Yankee Stadium anymore. It's the new Yankee Stadium.
That's true. Yeah. Well, that was ball 4. But Kepler is rung up by Jerry Davis. July 16th and 17th. It's Twins Hall of Fame weekend right after the All-Star break. Don't miss the induction celebrations of Twins legend Torrey Hunter and radio broadcaster John Gordon. You can reserve your tickets today at www.twinsbaseball.com. Park is 0 for 2, a fly to center and a strikeout looking. And now 2-0. Here is where Park should be able to cheat a little bit. 2-0. Oberholzer doesn't have an overpowering fastball, and you ought to be able to look for something, and if it's hittable at all, drive it hard someplace.
He throws him a changeup. Good take.
3-0. A 4-pitch walk. Park will take first base with 1 out. First base runner allowed by Oberholzer. Earlier we mentioned the Phillies got Oberholzer and 4 other pitchers for 1 pitcher and another player going to the Houston Astros, and we mentioned Andy MacPhail's name. He's on the trip with the Phillies, and we hope to have a visit with him at some point later on in the series, either tomorrow night or Thursday afternoon. Suzuki drilled a 2-run double off the glove of center fielder Odubel Herrera. Tied the game in the third. Twins scored 2 more runs after that to take the lead. Up high, ball 1. And Rupp, who spent almost as much time on the mound as behind the plate, makes another trip to the mound. up high again.
Oberholzer, one of those guys in the minor leagues, basically in the Houston Astro organization. First the Braves and Astros. Always a starter. 122 minor league starts. Even with the Astros, he made starts. 42 starts for the Astros in 3 seasons in 45 games. Now with the Phillies, basically the long man. Hoping to get maybe 3-4 innings out of him here.
Twins got 2 from Buddy Boshears, and it looks like that's going to be enough. They've got some activity in their bullpen.
Little pinky fastball away.
That one's called a strike. 2-1. Tigers beat the Mariners 4-2. Rogers getting loose. Drilled foul. 2-2.
As Justin Verlander on the mound tonight for the Tigers. He goes to 8-5 on the season. I believe he got the win in that ball game. No, he did not.
Rondon, trimmer Rondon. Bruce Rondon got the win in relief. 2-2. A high fly to left center field. Suzuki keeps on hitting. Gone. 4 runs batted in and another home run for Kurt Suzuki.
What's that called? The butcher bat that he is swinging.
Got it like an axe handle.
Yeah. Well, for Kurt Suzuki, his 4th home run. And quite a night at the plate, driving in 4 runs.
And Suzuki now with 4 home runs on the year, and he's just been stinging the ball for the last week and a half. Here's Buxton. 2 productive plate appearances for Buxton. Now he sends a fly ball to center. It's hit almost right at Herrera. He comes in now for out number 2. And that'll bring up Nunez.
Yeah, Suzuki, who hit a home run here Saturday against Chapman. A high fastball.
You know, he took the first 2 high fastballs like that in the at bat. Had one called up there, and Oberholzer kept throwing him pitches in the same spot, and he finally turned on one. Here's Nunez. 0 for 3. Reached on an error his last time up. Strike in the outside corner. Pop up behind second base. And Herrera, if he doesn't lose it in the twilight, he's got it. And the inning ends. But Park draws a 4-pitch walk. Suzuki clobbers a home run, and the Twins lead by 4. The Twins in front, and your best bat flip could be your ticket to the MLB All-Star Game in San Diego. You can post a video of your bat flip to @Fox Sports with hashtag Fox Bat Flip Contest now through June 26th. Visit foxsports.com/batflip contest for more information. With Kevin Gore, Dick and Bert with you from Target Field. And coming out of the Twins bullpen, Taylor Rogers. He's the third Twins pitcher in the game.
Yeah, Twins have put 10 runs on the board. That's the most runs they have scored in a game yet this year. So good offense here tonight. Taylor Rogers making his 17th relief appearance. He worked here on Sunday, just a third of an inning. And with a strikeout in the Twins 7-4 win. Remember, with him on the mound, there were a couple errors made behind him, but he worked out of it.
Borges will lead off the 6th. He's got a 2-run home run and a ground ball to third. Two weeks ago, the Twins were coming off an off day in the middle of a homestand like the one they just had yesterday. It was between the Tampa Bay and Miami series. The ball hit to right field, and Rogers greeted with another Philly hit.
Borges gets his second hit. 2-run home run in the second inning. It's a single here.
When they had the off day 2 weeks ago, the Twins won the ball game. You referenced it before. Boshears, the last of 7 relief pitchers used to win against the Marlins 6-4. So you come off an off day, and of course what you'd like more than anything else is your starter give you some innings to not put immediate heat on your bullpen. Well, we might have another one of those games here tonight.
Well, let's hope it doesn't end up the way it did in 11 innings. Let's win in 9.
But you know, to how many, with how many pitchers being used? Boshears already burnt up. Now Rogers. Twins have a Bod from the left side and 5 right-handed relievers. 1 strike to Herrera. Dribbled foul, comes back to the screen. Suzuki takes another foul tip.
You know, I haven't seen a lot of these Phillies play. Of course, we see a little bit of them in spring training, but it looks like Herrera has a tough time with that breaking ball. Boy, you throw him a fastball, he lined it back up the middle off of Boshears in the 4th. And Suzuki wants another breaking ball.
Foul back.
He just left that up. You know, young pitchers, and I know I did it myself, you get 0-2 on somebody, you want to throw that breaking ball better than the one that got you, say, a strike. And then you try to overthrow it and it stays up. And it takes a while to learn that, you know, now what you're trying to do, if they're going to throw another breaking ball, trust that your catcher will block it, but throw it right on the other side of the plate. Now Suzuki wants a fastball up in the zone.
That was up.
And that's up.
1-2.
And if you have a breaking ball like Duffy and or say Rogers, that big breaking ball like that, you have to show that fastball up, especially inside, because that's the same place that your breaking ball comes out of. Now throw a better breaking ball down. He left it up again, and Herrera fouled it off.
Over the tarp, out of play.
Those last 2 breaking balls were kind of flat a little bit, not like the one that breaks down and away. And again, you have to get your thumb on top of that breaking ball. Your thumb, the big knuckle on your thumb, has to be on top of the ball. You see, Rogers shook him off. He thinks, okay, I'm going to get this one down now. And like that. See that? That's good pitching right there.
Pretty good catching, too.
Yeah, well, see, I said you have to trust that your catcher will be able to catch it when you throw a ball like this.
Look what it is.
Look at better angle. And Herrera again is in 3 at-bats. I mean, why throw this guy a fastball that's hittable when he swings like that? So Rogers gets his first out on a strikeout.
Blanco. You know what this game needs?
A double play?
A ground ball double play. Blanco's 0 for 3. He's hit 2 ground balls and hit a fly ball.
Good fastball there. Yeah, with Rogers on the mound, there have been 2 double plays turned behind him. This is his 17th appearance. Good fastball there.
Breaking ball hit to right center field. It's hanging in the air for Kemp. 2 down. We'll have to wait till the 7th inning to get the ground ball double play.
You know, Dick, when I say get on top of the ball, I'm going to show the fans right here. My curveball, basically, all I thought was this big knuckle right here on my. I had to get that over the ball for it to break that way. If I got sideways, which I think Duffy does sometimes, the ball kind of, you can't see it, but the thumb goes this way rather than on top of the ball. You see how you break your wrist to throw that way? So the big knuckle, I always thought, get on top of the ball this way. If I was this way, then the ball flattens out and spins that direction.
And for our viewers, if we do have extra innings, I'll show how I threw my curveball in high school.
Oh boy. I can't wait.
Thumb wasn't even touching the ball, I don't think. 1 strike to Franco.
You know, Dick, and I've talked to a lot of guys, good fastball just misses down and away, that have curveballs. I remember Verlander, he grips his with almost no seams, but the whole principle is no matter how you grip that baseball, it's what you can do to utilize the seams of the ball to rotate where it can curve.
Create friction, right? I don't want to throw any physics at anybody, but you want to create friction.
Good inning.
And loop across the diamond, and a good 6th after the leadoff single for Rogers. Only in Minnesota can you tiptoe across the rocks of the rushing Mississippi River headwaters at Itasca State Park. Discover where it all begins. Create the stay that suits you. Camping at Itasca Park offers everything from remote backpacking to RV sites, even a nightly stay in the historic and cozy Douglas Lodge. Find endless ideas for the perfect getaway at exploreminnesota.com. Share your favorites with #OnlyInMN. We've talked about this before. It's something I've done and you have not done.
No.
To walk across the headwaters of the Mississippi up in Itasca.
Now, I did walk across the Mississippi today, but across the bridges.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
It's not quite the same. Not quite the same.
Not the same.
Down low, and it's 2-0 to the Twins hitter Robbie Grossman. 25 walks, 2 of them tonight since his call-up.
Yep, finding a way to get on. As a right-handed hitter hitting .342.
Oh, blast to center, and Herrera going back. He's been burned again. Off the base of the wall, a ringing double by Robbie Grossman.
Yeah, 13 hits and 38 at-bats as a right-handed hitter. That's his 5th double, so now 14 for 39. Of course, hitting well from both sides of the plate, but a lot better as a right-handed hitter. Fastball stayed up, took it straight away center. Herrera, you can see right away he has to go back. He can't catch up to it. One hop off the wall. So a leadoff double for Grossman, his 9th double of the year.
His on-base percentage coming into the game was .425. He doesn't have enough plate appearances to qualify, but the league leader is his former teammate Jose Altuve at .423. Grossman will tell you he learned a lot from Altuve when they're years together.
He's fun to watch, Altuve. What a gamer.
Now Mauer advances the runner.
A productive out. Joe, who picked up an RBI single in the 1st inning, able to get Grossman over to 3rd for maybe Brian Dozier to knock him in.
Given the fact that the Phillies are already down by 4 runs, they'll bring the infield in here. That's why this run is so important. Those add-on runs. Sounds a little graphic, but when you have the other team with your foot on their throat, you don't want to take the foot off.
No, you do not.
And not only is the infield in, but it's in a pull shift. You don't see this very often. Now, in Dozier's first 2 at bats, the Phillies played him straight up. Then he pulled 2 singles to left, and they had a conventional pull shift on. But now, even with the infield in, the only guy on the right side, Joseph, has very little range at first base because he's the only guy over there, and he's brought into the edge of the grass.
Yeah, first pitch to Dozier was that curveball, and Rupp did a good job of keeping it in front of him. Now moving inside again.
Got a pitch up and fouled it straight back, and that one got Jerry Davis in the mask.
Jerry Davis, he's been in postseason 134 times in his career. Again, this is his 33rd year as a umpire. Wow.
One and one. Check to swing, 2-1.
Really pitching Brian Dozier hard inside. Fastballs inside, sliders inside.
Severino Gonzalez warming up.
Seemed like that Yankee series, everything was away, away, away. Watch Rupp behind the plate now. That's a breaking ball.
Popped up behind first. Chased by Joseph across the foul line, and Joseph comes up a step short. You know what we've seen Brian do an awful lot of with pitches in off the plate. Hit the ball very hard, but still very foul down the left field line. So that might be one of the strategies here. Pitch him in off the plate. He really can't possibly keep that ball fair. You get a strike in there, and now we'll see with the count 2-2 where they go.
Yeah, that last pitch you saw Rupp, if you're watching, kind of put that glove down, like get me that breaking ball down. Now behind the plate, he'll go through the sign. I think it's going to be another fastball, and you see him jump inside. As a pitcher, you have to get it in there.
Just missed the corner.
So you leave that pitch out maybe 6 to 7 inches over the plate. Brian's going to swing at that, and you might run into trouble. But if you're going to go inside, look at this, not missing by much. Rupp trying to frame it.
3-2. Grossman at third.
And inside. And that's what you're talking about right there, Dick. You know, Bryant, very quick hands, very quick inside.
But you can't possibly hit that ball fair, can you?
Well, unless you get the barrel. I don't know. Some guys can do that. Bryant can if you just make a mistake a little bit. You're only talking maybe 3 or 4 inches from being inside to over the plate.
Another 3-2 to Dozier.
Now you might have him set up away. See what Rupp does here. Now another looks like breaking ball.
Driven to right center field. Great at bat for Dozier, and an extra base hit and an RBI. Almost as if he was looking for it. Now he's looking for 3, and he's in with a triple. Earlier we saw Plouffe get a triple to the right field corner. This one driven hard to the gap off the bat of Dozier.
I'll tell you what, this was a good at bat for Brian Dozier because of the end results, but he fought off some pitches and then looked like a changeup or maybe a breaking ball. And Brian, who's been working with Bernansky and Hernandez, so much about exactly that right there. Take that pitch the other way. You have the strength to hit it that far. So for Dozier, his second triple, driving in his second run of the ball game on his 3rd hit. And you can see in so far this month, you got 25 hits, 15 to left, 5 center, now 5 to right, and only 3 hit the right field in April and May.
Oberholzer will check out here with the Twins getting 2 runs against him in the 5th. Another one so far here in the 6th. And Gonzalez will come in to pitch to Trevor Plouffe. Twins expanding their lead here in the 6th. Baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. And some news and notes from around baseball. The Indians are now 10 games over 500, 40 and 30. And they got a chance. Well, they are now 2 games ahead of the Royals. Jose Fernandez with a good outing against the Braves, but a no decision. And Chris Sale picking up a win over the Red Sox, his 12th win of the year. Here the Twins have scored 4 runs twice in a ball game. They got 2 in the 5th. They're looking for a second run here in the 6th inning against Severino Gonzalez.
Yeah, Gonzalez just getting called up and just making his 3rd relief appearance, up with the Phillies last year as a starter, now in the bullpen.
Plouffe with a triple and single in his first 2 at bats, and a ground ball to second. Infield in. Hit right to the shortstop, and Dozier anchored at 3rd. 2 down. And that'll bring up Kepler. Laudner talked about it in the pregame show, how Kepler said after his 3-hit game on Sunday he's relaxing at the plate, or the way he put it, he doesn't hear the crowd as much as he used to. And that's a big adjustment for just about everybody to make. You're playing well in Double-A or in Triple-A, and you're playing in front of a few hundred fans. And then you get up here and you're dealing with 20, 30, maybe 40,000 fans, partisan fans. Strike called, 1-1.
It's the focus, it's the concentration, it's shutting out everything. But the guy that has that ball in his hand right now and trying to pick it up as quick as possible.
To the right side, scooped by Joseph, beats Kepler to the bag. The Twins get a couple of extra base hits and tack on another run on the 6th. Deficit now lead by 5. And our carsoup.com trivia question: since Ryan Howard's 2004 season, which first base? I got to switch my answer to you. It's got to be Pujols, doesn't it?
How about Cabrera? Yeah, I mean, there's some good ones. Yeah, Pujols.
Yep.
You know, then you think of you mentioned Teixeira being good one there. How about Chris Davis? I know since 2004 though, but a lot of first basemen with a lot of home runs.
Well, Michael Tonkin will be the 4th pitcher for the Twins. The Twins got 3 innings from their starter Tyler Duffy, 2 innings from Buddy Boshears, 1 from Taylor Rogers, and now the middle of the Philly lineup, Howard, Joseph, and Rupp due up. It'll be Tonkin pitching to them.
Yeah, Tonkin making his 32nd relief appearance. He's worked 35 innings, giving up 31 hits, 12 walks, 41 strikeouts. He's allowed 4 home runs. He last worked on Friday against the Yankees, just once in that 4-game series, a shutout inning.
Off the plate, Howard 0 for 3, although he's hit 2 warning track fly balls here tonight that would have been home runs in his home ballpark. 1-0. On the ground, hit into the shift. Plouffe is there. 1 down. The Twins flex plan gives you the flexibility to choose your games and your number of seats. You can choose in advance or even the day of the game, so don't plan, flex plan. Go to twinsbaseball.com/flex or call 800-33-TWINS to learn more. Tommy Joseph, the batter, hit a big home run for the Phillies in the 3rd. And he takes ball 1. In the dirt, everybody flinching. Suzuki's taken about 3 or 4 foul balls. So is the home plate umpire Jerry Davis, and so Tonkin buries one in the dirt, and everybody kind of jumps a little bit.
A fastball away.
And a high fastball gets a pop up to the right side, and a couple of very quick outs here in the 7th.
You know, even though Suzuki right there said fastball away, 0-2, Tonkin just basically just going to rear back, 94-mile-an-hour fastball, gets that pop up. Last thing you want to do as a pitcher is start aiming the ball outside. You got to let it go, and sometimes you let it go and may not end up where, say, Suzuki's sitting or his glove, but it's got something on it. 94-mile-an-hour heat.
Cameron Rupp with 2 down in the 7th. Ball 1. Been a good night for the American League Central. White Sox beat the Red Sox. Indians beat the Rays. Detroit beat Seattle. Only Kansas City losing to the Mets 2-1.
Yeah, good fastball right there at 96.
One and one. And a strike, 1 and 2. The efficiency that Tonkin hopes to show here in the 7th might allow him to go back out for the 8th, or Paul Molitor might say, hey, look, we don't want to burn up anybody for tomorrow. Do it 1 inning at a time. But Tonkin with a very impressive inning. A couple of 96-mile-per-hour fastballs ends it. And it's a very quick top of the 7th. Casino story of the game.
Twins had a 4-1 lead, top of the second inning. Borges hitting a 2-run home run, made it 4-3, and then in the 3rd inning, back-to-back home runs by Joseph and Rupp. And the afternoon early evening is done for Tyler Duffy. For the Twins, Trevor Plouffe with a 2-run triple, that coming in the 4-run first inning. And then Kurt Suzuki hammering a double. That in the 3rd inning, scored a couple runs. That gave the Twins a lead. And then the Phillies helped the Twins extend that inning in the 3rd inning. There's another run scored.
And Byung-Ho Park will lead off the home half of the 7th.
And to finish that, Kurt Suzuki with that 2-run home run in the 5th. 11 runs scored by the Twins, the most they have scored in a single game this year.
Park checks and takes a ball, 1-1. Park with a walk and a run scored. He's also hit a fly ball and struck out looking. Actually, it was called a check swing strikeout back in the 3rd inning. 1-2. Line foul. When the Twins wrap up this homestand on Thursday, that's about the time the Twins hope to send out Miguel Sano on a rehab assignment. He will go to Rochester and play an undetermined number of games. Outside 2-2. It'll be interesting when he starts playing, where he plays, what he does. Does he DH? Does he play some third base, first base, right field?
Yeah, you talked to Paul Molitor, you talked to the media, and there wasn't really an answer yet.
Right, right. I don't know that a decision has been made. The Twins have expressed caution, as they should, with this young man, in the hopes of getting his bat in the lineup. 2-2. Driven foul. But we bring it up during Park's at bat because, you know, one of the options the Twins would have would be to send Park down for a while after Sano's rehab assignment and bring Sano back as a designated hitter. On Sunday, we saw Trevor Plouffe play at first base. The Twins would be protected in the event they bring Sano back at third base. If they were to send Park down, Park is also the backup first baseman. Plouffe has played over there. 2-2, and the pitch inside, tap foul.
Well, it has not been an easy transition for Byung-ho Park.
And the question, of course, is, you know, the Twins have him for at least 2 more years. What's going to be better for him next year and beyond, whether it's up here or down in Rochester? Chopped to third, fielded by Franco, and Park retired. 1 down.
This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC. You know, one more thing on Park, you know, you send him down, I mean, he's going to face AAA pitching. And how many of those AAA pitchers will ever get to the big leagues? I mean, his biggest thing is the knowledge of learning these pitchers. And every night it's new pitchers, new video he's got to watch. There's no history. And maybe, you know, the second time around, some of these clubs is going to face a pitcher for the second time, especially the starter.
Now, I've never seen much Korean baseball, but it might be that a AAA level pitcher or pitching staff that he would face might be an intermediate stop between what he's used to and what he needs to get accustomed to here. I don't know.
I see he's just talking to Nunez right there about maybe what Gonzalez threw him. And Nunez asking.
1-1 to Suzuki, and he flips one to short right field, and that ball is going to be down for a hit just out of the reach of Borges.
Borges didn't do the best as far as trying to turn that glove, like turn it over. Almost looked like he tried to backhand that. Watch Suzuki getting his third hit right off the end of the bat. Hit softly in, and Borges good speed. See how he's trying to catch it rather than turn your glove around the other way.
Now Byron Buxton.
And Suzuki a triple away from the cycle.
Twins have 2 triples, one by Dozier, one by Plouffe. Buxton is 0 for 1. He's walked, hit a sacrifice fly, and another fly ball. Ball 1. And then there may be some thoughts of Buxton and whether he's in need of another stint at AAA. Strikeouts have piled up as of late. Eddie Rosario got 4 hits tonight. He's actually drawing some walks.
He's hitting I think about 320, something like that.
I think it's more than that, even before the 4 for 4 tonight. 1-1. Oh. Driven to the left field corner, but it's foul.
You got a hanger right there. Yeah, the Twins just want to see better contact.
Consistent contact.
Right.
In Buxton's case, coming into the game today, 108 at bats and 49 strikeouts. He's struck out nearly half the time. 1-2. And he strikes out here on a fastball. 2 down.
And Gonzalez picks up his first strikeout. Well, good fastball up in the strike zone. Fastball about 94.
Fox Tracks was presented by Carrier. Pitches up to Nunez.
You can see Gonzalez, a hard thrower, just 23 years old, from Panama. Surprised he doesn't have a little cutter.
Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Mariano Rivera from Panama.
Up high. Nunez hasn't had many offers. He takes inside, 3-1. And Nunez doesn't draw many walks either, but he just drew one.
Yeah, just his 10th walk in 241 at bats.
And now Grossman will bat. He's had another good night in terms of getting on base with 2 walks and a double off the fence in center field.
He has scored a couple runs.
Happens a lot to switch hitters, but can't imagine it makes the job any easier. He started the night hitting left-handed, then he went over to the right side. Now he's back to the left side. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Strike called, 1-2.
When Oberholzer was out there, I mentioned, you know, that here's the Oberholzer, basically a starter in the minor leagues, and Gonzalez, same thing, always a starter in the minor leagues. Good movement on that fastball, but just outside.
But it was called a strike, and now Grossman lifts it foul. Fouled away. Phillies 4-15 in the month of June. The Twins 6-12. 2-2. Twins have been consistently bad in terms of the monthly record. In April, 7-17, May 8-19, and with all these games here at home, the Twins still hopeful of having a good series here against the Phillies and having a winning homestand. But they're 6-12 in the month coming into play tonight. 2-2. So Kyle Gibson there. He'll start tomorrow looking for his first win of the year. Pulled foul. Twins have decided to have Tommy Malone pitch the opener in New York to try to turn some of those switch hitters around to the right side, and a homer on a friendly ballpark just outside. Now it's 3-2. A little more friendly to left-handed batters than right-handed batters. Mauer on deck, and the runners will get a chance to leave early here. Foul back, pitch left up, and Grossman spun it to the screen.
Yeah, well, Tommy Malone going in game 1 in New York, it'll be Ricky Nolasco, that'll pitch here Thursday afternoon.
Off day yesterday allowed the Twins to juggle the rotation a little bit. There's Malone. And a pop-up, short center field. Herrera started back. Now he's got to come in. And he makes the catch to end the inning. On to the 8th. Twins lead by 5, and some lucky fan made a new friend.
Studio Sports Update. Interleague Baseball continues tomorrow night on Fox Sports North. Join us Wednesday night. Our coverage begins at 6:30 when the Twins host the Philadelphia Phillies. And now let's go back to Target Field.
And the Twins won the final game with the Yankees. Would like to build a winning streak. Now they've ended the losing streak.
Yeah, Michael Tonkin going out there for the second inning because how quick the last inning was. The 7th inning needed only 9 pitches to get 3 outs. 5 for strikes.
Ashe, Galvis, and Borges to face Tonkin. Will at least start the 8th inning. No activity in the Twins' pen, so the hope is Tonkin can give them 2 innings. It's interesting how Michael Tonkin's role has changed since the start of the year. With the gap in left center field, and Ashe, Buxton does a nice job cutting the ball off, but Ashe's going to go into second with a double. Nice play by Buxton, but it's still a leadoff double, and the Phillies now have 11 hits.
Yeah, Ashe picking up his 3rd hit on his 5th double. Young man out of the University of Nebraska, signed by the Phillies in 2011.
Tonkin brought out of spring training out of options, and the Twins wanted to take a look at him, and it's one of the few things that I think has gone right for the Twins this year. He was penciled in as a long man and was going to be the guy who might have picked up the game innings ago here tonight at the start of the year. Now instead, 2 things have happened. He's pitched well enough to earn some later inning duty, and some other guys ahead of him on the bullpen depth chart have struggled or gotten hurt. And Tonkin has taken full advantage of the opportunity. I mean, his numbers look pretty good, and certainly 96-mile-per-hour fastballs thrown for strikes. That looks good too.
He's got an ERA just over 3, and you're talking about a guy that comes in basically fastball, slider, and he'll miss wildly at times, but then able to get back into the strike zone.
Strikeout to walk rate coming into the game 41-12. That's very good. Just 4 home runs allowed in 35 innings. That's fine. 3-0. And now a strike.
You see that last pitch was down and in. This one here over the plate. Got a couple wins out of that bullpen, a couple losses. His first major league win coming against the Angels in that series back in the middle of April.
popped up left center field.
That's a good fastball. Great location.
Grossman with the catch, nowhere for Ashe to go. One down. Twins are hopeful of getting Trevor May back soon. So May, who's, take a look at this last pitch here first.
Yeah, take a look at this. This is a fastball, but look where it's at.
With
a little
movement.
tail on it, a little movement. Yep.
So if the Twins can get May back and he can be as effective as he was last year before he started having back issues almost immediately this year. Well, now you're looking at a nice right-handed tandem of, I guess you'd have to call them power relievers, right? We've seen Trevor May 95 and above, and Tonkin 95 and above. One strike. On the ground, and that will bleed through, and Ashe will head around third and come home. Buxton's throw all the way to the plate. And Tonkin gives up a run here in the eighth.
And Peter Borges having quite a night, picking up his third hit, his third RBI of the ballgame.
Tonkin now has faced 6 men, giving up 2 hits and a run. And here's Herrera. Up and away. You know what this game needs?
Double play. There has not been one turned yet.
No, I think I mentioned it in the 4th, 5th, 6th inning.
I think you mentioned it in the first inning.
I thought it. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I sure thought it. And foul to the screen, 1-1. Nobody got on base in the 7th, so we didn't need a double play.
Tonkin's had 3 double plays turned behind him. This is his 32nd appearance.
1-2.
Swinging that bat around, maybe that last fastball, he kind of on that right wrist a little bit.
Up and away, 2-2.
Moving that right arm around.
Blanco on deck. So barring a double play, Blanco will hit. Foul over the Philly dugout.
Herrera came over to the Phillies back in 2014 in the Rule 5 draft from the Texas Rangers.
Inside, and Suzuki caught it awkwardly.
Well, he wanted it down and away and ended up down and in.
Full count now. And we wouldn't think Borges would take off, but Phillies down by 4 runs.
Fastball away.
Into the screen again.
Herrera last year hit .297 for the Phillies in 147 ball games. And again, this is a young man, only 24 years old. Phillies are very high on, and hopefully they can keep him healthy. Moving that right shoulder around.
Another full count pitch and a walk. Well, we just lauded Tonkin for the improvement he's shown, and it's the last thing he wanted to do here. Now 2 men are aboard. Blanco at the plate, only 1 out.
see Eric Rasmussen on the phone.
First inning couldn't have gone quicker for Tonka. Now the Twins trying to stretch 3 more outs from him. And he's faced 4 men and 3 have reached.
You see the height of Michael right there at 6'7", towering over Suzuki and Plouffe. Then you saw him trying to turn around, looked at, I believe it was Nunez that will be covering if a ball is hit back to him. Always pick up your middle infielders who's covering in case that ball, you can turn that double play.
Off the plate, ball 1. Brandon Kintzler got a 4-out save on Sunday, and the Twins warming him up in the event they need 8th inning work from him tonight. 2-0. Well, man reaches, and the Phillies will get the tying run to the plate, and Franco. Dawkins got to get back in the strike zone here.
Blanco calling time. Should get a fastball here.
Swung through it. 2-1. And another foul ball. Cost Tonkin during the Herrera at bat. A lot of foul balls. He couldn't get that swing and miss when he needed it. Franco on deck. 2-2. Swing and a miss.
Good breaking ball right there. Fell behind an account 0-2. Challenged him with 2 fastballs. Then on a 2-2 pitch, dropped the hammer, which is his slider. Good tight rotation. And Tonkin picks up his 2nd strikeout.
And now Franco. Good power. Twins have kept him in the ballpark. He's reached twice on a hit. And an error. Swing and a miss. And that breaking ball. That's apparently the directive in the scouting report on how to get Franco out. Just spin the ball. Crossfire fastball off the plate. 1-1. 15 at bats for the Twins with runners in scoring position. 9 for the Phils. Breaking ball drilled to left, and it's a 1-run game. A 3-run home run.
That's a 4th home run by the Phillies here tonight, who came in with only 60 in 71 games.
Spin the ball, but don't hang it.
Franco with his 12th home run of the year.
And that'll be it for Tonkin, who gives up 4 runs in the 8th inning.
Yeah, that's a no-doubter. It stayed in. A line drive home run.
This is looking an awful lot like that Saturday game in Philadelphia years ago. Twins are hoping that 11 runs tonight, a season high, will be enough, as Tonkin has an easy time in the 7th and nothing but trouble in the 8th.
just mash that ball for a 3-run home run off of Michael Tompkins.
This is just the Phillies side. They've done all that and they're still down a run.
And again, Vic, you mentioned they came in with the worst batting average in all of baseball, hitting at only .225. Not here tonight. A lot of hits all around.
And Brandon Kintzler will come in the same spot he was in, roughly, here on Sunday afternoon. The Twins needed, as it turned out, a 4-out save to pin down the final game against the Yankees, and now it's a 1-run game, and Kintzler presumably will be asked to get the Twins off the field in the 8th and then pitch again in the 9th.
Yeah, he picked up his second save in that 7-4 win. He did give up a home run to Brian McCann. That was the only damage against him in an inning and a third. He'll be facing Ryan Howard.
Swing and a miss. Howard late on a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Now, Kintzler, as he came to the Twins, was promoted as a ground ball pitcher, yet he's given up 4 home runs, including 1 to McCann in the 9th inning on Sunday. Just down and away, 1-1. Howard 0 for 4. 2 deep fly balls to Buxton in center, a strikeout. And then he hit a ground ball to Trevor Plouffe, shifted on the pull side. David Hernandez warming up. And a strike at the knees.
And Kintzler coming over from the Twins. I mean, he spent 6 seasons with the Brewers up and down. He has a little history against the Phillies. He's worked 9 innings against them. He's given up 3 earned runs, a win and a loss.
1-2 to Ryan Howard. And Howard strikes out. The 8th is over, but the Phillies jump back in the game with a 4 spot.
Leads 11-10 as they come to bat in the bottom of the 8th. Stay with us after the game. For Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, we'll take a look at Minnesota's impressive offensive output. 11 hits and 11 runs, and they've needed every single one of them. Kurt Suzuki is surging. This man has had another big night at the plate. He's a triple away from the cycle. Twins have 2 triples. He doesn't have 1, but he's got 4 RBIs and a home run. And we'll take you inside the manager's office. You'll hear from Paul Molitor. He wants to react to a win, guys, but maybe we need just a couple of insurance runs just to make sure right here.
That's another one of those games out of the off day where the Twins have had to use too many relievers, and they're going to have to hope that Brandon Kintzler can get the 3 outs in the 9th. David Hernandez will come in for the 33rd time.
Yeah, both these clubs using their bullpen here. David Hernandez in his first season with the Phillies. Twins saw him a little bit back in 2009 and 2010 when he was with the Orioles.
Strike one to Mauer. He singled his first time up. Since then, a couple of ground balls to the right side and a swinging strikeout. Oh, 2.
Hernandez coming back from the Tommy John surgery he had in March of 2014. He missed all of that season. And last year with the Diamondbacks, we appeared in 40 ball games.
Off the plate, 1 and 2.
Hernandez, 31 years old, born in Sacramento, California, signed by the Orioles back in 2005. Scouting report on him: fastball in the low 90s, sharp curveball, and a changeup. There's the curveball right there, missing.
2.
Fastball here away. Rupp sitting outside.
To left center toward the gap. And down for a hit high off the wall. Mauer has a double to start the 8th inning.
A second hit for Joe Mauer, 7th double of the year. And like Kevin Gork said, it'd be nice to get a couple insurance runs here.
It's one thing the Twins did on Sunday after Kinsler had to come in the 8th inning. They gave him an extra run to work with in the 9th, and now Mauer starts in the 8th inning, and now Mauer starts the 8th with a double.
Split the gap right there in left center.
It's a lot of doubles. 350. Dozier with 3 hits, including an RBI triple to the gap in right center field his last time up. Up and in. Two 2-0. Fouled away. A very pleasant summer evening. Fans who like offense have seen plenty of it. With 21 runs, 26 hits. And the Twins are quite hopeful this game is done going back and forth. We had that in the early innings. Two and one. Squaring the bunt, and now 3-1. Rupp bluffs a throw to second base.
Not a bad idea right there by Dozier. I think he wanted to try to take that ball with him, just bunt over toward first base to Joseph. What you do advance the runner, and again see Franco playing back at third base. Ooh, there's that curveball right there.
3-2. Fouled away.
Now Hernandez has 27 major league starts, all of them coming with the Orioles when he first came up with the Orioles back in 2009. Then traded over to the Arizona Diamondbacks, where they strictly used him out of that bullpen. And he went through the Tommy John surgery.
Foul tip, but Rupp can't hang on, and Dozier very much alive. Trying to get a fastball by him. 3 hits tonight. Dozier's average is up to 245. Molitor hoping that Dozier can drive Mauer in from second base. ball to short instead. One down, and now we're stuck at second.
Oh, good looking Twins box score. Of course, you mentioned Brian Dozier's 3 hits. Plouffe with a couple. Kurt Suzuki driven in 4 runs.
Plouffe started his night with a 2-run triple, a single, 2 runs scored. Since then, a couple of ground balls. Had a leadoff double in the 6th and turned it into a run. Now they're trying to do it again here in the 8th. A half swing, but a strike, and it's 1-1. Kinsler. Jacket on the right arm. He'll get the 9th inning. Nobody warming up in the pen. Swing and a miss by Plouffe. 1-2.
Breaking ball down and away.
The scheduled hitters for the Phillies: Joseph, who's homered, Rupp, who's homered, and Ashe, who's got 3 hits. Hanging breaking ball. Plouffe fouls it to the screen. Phillies led 1-0 and then 6-4. Twins have led ever since. One and two again to Plouffe. A high drive to left center field. Ashe back, and on the edge of the track makes the catch. Bauer will take third base.
And hung him another curveball, and Trevor just didn't quite get it. That's why that at bat for Brian Dozier is important, because that's a sacrifice fly for Plouffe. Probably adds a run right there.
It'll take a 2-out hit by Kepler or a wild pitch. Something like that. Kepler with an RBI ground out in the first and a bunt single to fill the bases in the third. Since then, a strikeout and a ground out. Kepler's average at .244, which is where Trevor Plouffe's average is right now. Checked his swing, and he took ball one. Like an expectant father, Kinsler walking back and forth. 2-0.
Well, maybe he has a Fitbit. He's just getting his steps in.
Hope his wrist doesn't vibrate in the middle of a pitch. 2-0. And now 3-0. Park on deck. Kepler's walked 7 times and struck out 20 times.
And they're going to go ahead and intentionally walk him.
It'll be his second intentional walk, and they think they can get Park. It'll be up to Park to prove otherwise.
Yeah, third intentional walk for Hernandez.
It'll be Eduardo Escobar is going to hit for Young Ho Park.
Escobar's been swinging a hot bat.
261 from the left side of the plate, 272 overall. 1 for 3 as a pinch hitter. Twins off the bench, just 4 for 24, but a couple of home runs. Bob McClure out to the mound.
Maybe with a little scouting report on Escobar.
And Jerry Davis says, hey, come on, guys, let's go.
Come on, let's go. What's up right here?
Twins trying to add on a collar loosening run here. Twins had a 5-run lead when this inning started. It's been trimmed back to 1. Strike 1.
Yeah, Escobar in that Yankee series, 6 hits and 16 at bats with a double, triple, couple home runs, drove in 5 runs.
Base hit right field. Escobar off the bench delivers a huge hit, sending Kepler to third base.
And what we have seen from Escobar, again, the fastball down. He just likes to drop the barrel of the bat on it. Blanco at second base. You see that pitch down about thigh high. A good solid swing out of the reach of Blanco. Lauer scores. And Kepler scoots to third base. Well, good pinch hitting performance by Escobar, driving in a run.
3 hits tonight for Suzuki, his average up to 260.
So he's got a chance to get that triple.
And a strike. Suzuki struck out swinging his first at bat. Since then, a 2-run double, a 2-run home run, and a single. Escobar takes back to the bag.
Both these guys standing at home right plate, Suzuki and Rupp. They're going to sleep good tonight. They've got a lot of pitches.
Well, we got a pitch up, and he fouled it back. Swinging it good as Suzuki is, and you look for another good pitch to hit, and I think he just got one. Kepler at third. And Escobar across the way at first. And Kinsler still anxious to get out on the mound, now with a 2-run lead. Speed pitch off the end of the bat, foul. 2 strikes. Well, his legs will be quite warm and ready. I don't know about his right arm. .22 runs, 27 hits here tonight. Each team's committed an error. What do you figure? That's like the 15th time he's gone down to the end of the dugout.
You know, pitchers are creatures of habit. You see nobody saying anything to him. Keep walking. Just keep walking.
Escobar goes down the line. Suzuki gets another base hit. Kepler will score. Escobar will score. And Suzuki will pull up at second with another 2-run double.
He has driven in 6 runs here tonight for Kurt Suzuki. That is a career high.
And the Twins answer a 4-run top of this inning with 3 of their own.
What a night for Kurt Suzuki. He's caught all those pitchers the Twins have thrown out there. And offensively, a career night as far as driving in runs.
Phillies are going to appeal to a base here. They're going to appeal, saying that
probably Escobar
did not touch third base. So the pitcher will step off the rubber and then throw to third. We'll see what Sam Holbrook has to say. Actually, probably it'll be Jerry Davis making the call. Holbrook had to follow the ball into the corner, right? So Buxton will stand in the box.
Now you step off, you go to a stretch, step off, and then throw over to third.
And Jerry Davis. Now the appeal is to third base, and the Phillies are confused. I think they wanted the appeal to go to second base.
No, it said second runner. That's what.
Second runner. Okay, gotcha. I saw 2 fingers up.
Right.
And Jerry Davis,
meaning Escobar,
hearing it from the dugout. Let's watch if we can third base on the replay. Kepler was there already.
Yeah, he did not have to touch third. Right here. Yeah, it looked like his maybe left foot caught the corner of the bag.
You know if the Phillies are considering a challenge. Larry Boa on the phone. They must be. And I wasn't aware that this play could be challenged.
Right. Yeah.
And the play will continue on. It'll be a 2-run double. It was my understanding that that play could not be challenged. Unless you asked for a crew chief review somehow, but the crew chief himself made the call that Escobar had engaged the base. 1-0 to Buxton.
What a night for Kurt Suzuki.
Yeah, foul, and that ball came up and got Buxton someplace. A walk, stolen base, a sacrifice fly, a fly ball to center, and a strikeout for Buxton tonight. Fifth plate appearance for the number 9 batter. Haven't said that this year. Slow breaking ball and a swing and a miss.
Boy, you just look at that scoreboard. You see a lot of crooked numbers. My goodness. Got 3 4s up there, 2 3s, couple 2s.
And Buxton strikes out on a breaking ball. Big night for the Twins lineup. Big night for Kurt Suzuki. He needed a triple to complete the cycle, and all he got was a double that drove in 2.
Should have kept running.
he's taken a beating behind the plate, but he's had a career night at it with 6 runs batted in. Some breathing room as we go to the 9th inning. The Twins up 14-10, and strike 1 delivered by Kinsler to Tommy Joseph, as was the case Sunday. The 9th inning standing alone, not a save situation, but Kinsler entered the game in the 8th in a save situation, so he'll get credit for the save if he can have an orderly 9th inning here. One and two. You never know where or how your next closer will show up, or where he'll show up from. Witness the Phillies. Their closer this year, a journeyman reliever, Genmar Gomez, who's among the National League leaders in saves. I'm not sure many people were convinced that the Phillies would have 19 wins at this point of the season, but he's got 19 saves.
Yeah, 19 of the 21 the Phillies have.
And Genmar was a journeyman not unlike Kinsler, who's had a tough time securing a regular role, but now he's the Philly closer, and Kinsler, for the time being, till further notice, he's closing games for the Twins. 1 and 2. Fly ball down the right field line. Kepler has a very long run, and he gets there on the warning track. Kepler showing off some legs there as he had a long run from back by the warning track to the foul ball warning track. And we get to do this again tomorrow. What's next brought to you by CenturyLink. Kyle Gibson hoping to bring down his ERA and put one in the left-hand column. Adam Morgan with a tough go of it. 67 hits in 52 2/3 innings. And a lot of home runs. Here's Rupp. Strike on the outside corner. Well, I know one thing. Finding himself in the same situation and needing to get a 4-out save. And Kinsler will be pacing that dugout, won't he? The pacing got him 3 more runs to work with.
Keep pacing. Keep walking.
0 and 2. Right on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch. 2 away.
Yeah, Kinsler picking up his 2nd strikeout. This is a call 3rd strikeout.
Since Rupp's home run in the 3rd, Rupp has struck out 3 times.
Right. Well, pitcher's pitch right here. Good fastball right on the black. 2-seamer coming back over.
Kinsler's gotten 3 outs. Now he'll look for the 4th, facing Ashe, who's gotten hits his last 3 times up. At the knees, a strike. You see 93, but the key to Kinsler is movement and a little downward tilt or slant on his fastball, some sinking action. And where he's gotten into trouble is maybe adrenaline has something to do with it, and throwing too hard and the ball flattening out in the upper regions of the strike zone. 1 and 1. Nubbed, charged by Nunez, and a win for the Twins. They score a season-high 14 runs and end up picking up the win against the Phillies.
Well, Kurt Suzuki caught 9 innings, probably over 200 pitches, but it was his bat that talked here tonight. 4 hits. He drove in a career-high 6 runs. 6 of the 14 runs that the Twins put on the board. Good night.
Tom Hanneman, I don't know that we advanced the game of baseball. It wasn't pretty at times, but the Twins will take a win by whatever means.
Dick, a pair of exciting Twins touchdowns gets the job done tonight. A 14-10 win. Up next on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We'll talk about Kurt Suzuki's night at the plate here from Paul Molitor and preview Game 2 of this series tomorrow night.